some things that we can't stand together on. And we'll find that across the world. There are places where we're going to have differences. But this is something. Mother Earth, right? This is something that's all of our mother. This is all of our mother. We need to take care of. This is one place where we can all find common ground and work together for the common good. The sabbatical year says every 7 years, just as every 7 days, the body, the soul, the mind of a human being needs to rest, real rest, and that doesn't mean sleeping, that means re-energizing, nourishing, doing the things that you need to do to renew the soul. So every 7 years, the soul of the earth needs to have that kind of deep rest as well. So it demands of people who use the land for their benefit, whether it's for food or whatever they're using it for, that they need to let the land renew itself. And it's it applies to people, it applies to the land, and then there's this notion every 50 years that if you have taken something from someone else because they owe you something, that whether it's indentured service or whether it's land or property or ownership of anything, you have to give it back. That you've used it for that amount of time, and now it goes back to the people that originally had to give it up to you to pay back a debt or whatever it is. And what that does is it ends the poverty cycle. And that's why these are revolutionary ideas. And they come out of the ancient texts. And so these are things that we need to reclaim. We need to pay attention to, because these are faith ideas that have social, political, geopolitical consequences that can end poverty cycles, that can make sure that we level the playing field for people, and that we combat the kind of disparity that exists, certainly in this country, between the 1% and everybody else. But the disparities between people on this planet are criminal. They're criminal. And we need to find a way to end this kind of oppression. And it's oppression of the earth, it's oppression of people. And I think the notion of the sabbatical year and the Jubilee year can help us devise systems that undo that kind of inequality and that kind of oppression. The Black Lives Matter movement in this country is so important, and it's connected to all of these movements of social change in beautiful ways. It's the millennials rising up. It's this next generation of leaders rising up and saying, there's something that's more important. You promised us that we would have a future, and we want a future that has hope. Once we make the connection between the social justice movements that are demanding that we see the humanity, the divine, God in everybody, in every human being, and in the planet, we are all connected, we are all one. That's the faith community's job, right? Is to help us see God in everything, whether it's a blade of grass or your neighbor or the other, the oppressed especially, and the enemy. We got to see God in everybody. That's our job. And so when we connect the movements for social change to end global oppression with the connection to what's happening to our planet, things will change.